it'd be silly for us not to talk about annexation, because that's kind of been on the forefront in the last couple of weeks. Netanyahu's joint government with Benny Gantz has been nicknamed the annexation government. They've both pledged to formally annex the Jordan Valley and Israeli settlements. You've already touched on the fact that we're not looking at a two-state situation. We're already looking at a one-state solution, or a one-state situation. Sorry. I've seen a lot of terms thrown out there being just formalized apartheid, as well as a lot of comparisons to South African apartheid. To me, it seems like this annexation that is being pledged by the Israeli government is just going to be a formality. I don't expect that the situation would change much on the ground. These areas really are already Israeli areas of control in practice. So do you see annexation as anything more than a political move? And what are your thoughts on this stance that the government's taking in Israel?
Well, Netanyahu is on trial right now, right? And he doesn't want to go to jail. And I saw the whole, I mean, I understood the whole annexation thing because they've been talking about it for a while. I saw it as kind of a way to appeal to the very right-wing Zionists that believe that Judea and Samaria are theirs and it's only theirs, and they don't believe in a Palestinian state, and that was a way to kind of get more voters in order to be reelected. Now it's not, yeah, annexation. I mean, Area C is pretty much under it is under Israeli control, and the settlements are there. There are Palestinians that will be, if it does take place, they will be left, or they might be, asked to leave from the Jordan, the area of the Jordan Valley. A lot of Bedouins, so it's very scary. But this is the tip of the iceberg, and it's just Israeli expansionism at the expense of a potential future Palestinian state. Because Area C, B, and A, these were temporary jurisdictional categories. It's not supposed to be like all of these areas were supposed to be Palestinian.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, annexation, and right now they're not. They stopped talking about it as much because of coronavirus and whatnot. But I think that what's cool is it kind of brought attention again to the Palestinian-Israeli conversation. And what's been really, for me, eye-opening is that there's a lot of protests in Israel that are protesting annexation and saying, "Oh, we don't want this," and Palestinians deserve equal rights. Palestinians need equal rights. We stand with Palestinians. So it's for me, that's amazing. And these are
Yes.
Israeli Jews, that are saying this and that are standing up to their corrupt government.
Yeah, I was going to say too. There's been lots of protests against Netanyahu on his corruption charges. So it's promising to see that there are. This kind of goes back to what I was saying before. There's the radicals that take up the majority of the conversation, and not all Israelis are right wing Netanyahu lovers. That's just not the case. Just like not all Americans are right wing Trump lovers.
Exactly.
But they often have a platform that allows them to make a lot of noise, and we see across the media it's media is really based in outrage. I think it's trying to get the most clicks, the most views. And how do you do that? You get people to be outraged and fired up, and you do that by using the voices of these radicals. So I think it's awesome to see that there are Israelis out there protesting against annexation and against the corruption of Netanyahu, and I think that's promising.
100%.